Well, those were some of the images captured early on in our coverage of COVID-19. And as we look back on how we here at WRTV have covered the pandemic and the information we've shared with you, we are asking our team to share their reflections.
Well above the average high of 46.
For Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory, who now spends most days broadcasting from his home studio, his forecasts took on added significance.
We were all adapting to this in our personal lives, in our professional lives. And the idea of what we thought we could do versus the reality of what we could do, you had to close that gap. From my standpoint and the weather, once we were quarantined, once we were at home, weren't going out as much, then you realized, okay, the forecast was huge. If you said it was going to be a nice sunny day, people could get out and at least get out in their own yard, enjoy fresh air. And so there was an appreciation, I think, of the spring season last year, because this started late February and March. There's a kind of an awakening of being able to, oh my gosh, get outside, breathe the fresh air, see people, even if you can't be necessarily near people. And so I just think there was an appreciation of that freedom, how simple it can be just getting outside. I think we all look for bright spots, right? Sunshine in a weather forecast with mild temperatures is a bright spot. If we could get outside and enjoy nature a little more, hear the birds, feel the sun, you're not necessarily around people, but you could go for a walk. Those were all simple pleasures that maybe we took for granted before, but with a renewed focus and realization that that's the real pleasure, and it was enjoyable.
And Kevin joins us here now. And you know, Kevin, your forecasts were so important. You know, last year, a lot of friends I spoke with, you know, they started gardening more. Home improvement projects became such a thing that stores that we've talked to said that it was one of their best sellers, outdoor improvement projects. And so a lot of people, you're right, took that opportunity to get outside and just improve their property outside.
I've never done so much yard work, Mark. And I think we're probably still at it. You know, a lot of people still focused on what's within their reach at home. And we had a relatively easy spring last year without much severe weather. I think this spring will be a little more challenging. As we've already seen, we've had a little more frequent storms. So we're getting closer to normal things, but still a little bit out of reach.